Hello everyone. So today we're going to be doing another version of the video I made back in September talking about September. So we're going to be looking over 6 major wrestling events that happened in the month that is ninth in the calendar year. So we're going to be looking at 2 from WWE, 2 from AEW, and 2 from Impact Wrestling. I decided to change this up a little bit and go with 3 more major promotions according to the Wikipedia source that is really helpful in the 2023 in professional wrestling section. Didn't seem like any of the other companies had anything major. I will mention beforehand, Destruction in Kobe happened for New Japan, and New Blood 11 happened for Stardom. So I don't really know anything about either promotion, so I can't really talk about those ones, but I can talk about these. So we're going to be doing these in chronological order. So we're going to be starting from the 2nd of September all the way to the last day, the 30th. So let's begin. The first one is Payback. This is a WWE branded event that happened in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania on, as I said, September 2nd. This event was pretty well received, I would say. There were multiple solid bouts between a few different people. So, the main match of the night is the Judgment Day defeating Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn to become the new undisputed WWE Tag Team Champions in a Steel City Street Fight. This was a match that people expected to be good, but really didn't expect a title change, and it kind of was a big surprise when it happened. You're like, whoa, I didn't think that was going to happen. In other matches, Becky Lynch defeated Trish Stratus in exactly 20 minutes in a steel cage. LA Knight beat The Miz. Rey Mysterio retained the U.S. title against Austin Theory. Rhea Ripley retained over Raquel Rodriguez. And in the main event, Seth freaking Rollins defeated Shinsuke Nakamura in a match that was hyped a little too much, but it underdelivered, like, less. I don't really know how to phrase it. It underdelivered so little that it wasn't a bad match per se. So next up, we have from AEW, All Out from Chicago, Illinois. This is, I believe, the last pay-per-view appearance of CM Punk. CM Punk was not on this show. His last appearance was at All In. I am sorry about that. So All Out in Chicago, Illinois, obviously, where he's from, had 13 matches to feature. It's a lot, but I'm going to quickly run through all of them. There were 3 on the pre-show. Hangman Adam Page winning the over-budget charity battle royal. Hikaru Shida, Willow Nightingale, and Sky Blue winning a match in a 6-woman tag team match in about 10 minutes. Billy Gunn and the Acclaimed retained the 6-man trios titles over Jay Lethal, Jeff Jarrett, and Satnam Singh. Better Than You Baby, Adam Cole and MJF defeated the Dark Order in a tag team match for the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Championships. Samoa Joe retained the Ring of Honor World Television Championship over Shane Taylor by submission. Luchasaurus retained over Darby Allin for the TNT title. Miro submitted Powerhouse Hobbs. Chris Statlander retained over Ruby Soho for the TBS title. Bryan Danielson technically submitted Ricky Starks. He passed out. The Blackpool Combat Club defeated Eddie Kingston and Katsuyori Shibata by pinfall. Konosuke Takeshita defeated Kenny Omega in 22 minutes. Really long match. Bullet Club Gold defeated FTR and the Young Bucks in an 8-man tag match. And in the main event, we had a new international champion in Jon Moxley. Now, when this occurred, not everybody was a fan of it, and I have to be one of them. I think it was an amazing match, no doubt, but after it occurred, the way that the story played out wasn't very good. Orange Cassidy even mentioned this on the most recent episode of Dynamite. He was like, hey, why is Moxley getting a rematch? He lost the title to Rey Fenix already when I held it for months and I haven't gotten one. Like, what's going on, guys? And I agree with him. I think that hasn't really been executed as well as it should have been. Again, good match, bad aftermath. That was on September 3rd. Now we're going to jump ahead about a week, and we're going to go to Impact's Victory Road pay-per-view. Now, I will say I don't know a lot about Impact. It's not a brand that I find that entertaining, but I will run over a few of the matches for you. So, on the dark match / pre-show slate, we had Jake Something, Rich Swann, and Sami Callihan winning in a 6-man tag. Alan Angels defeating Guido Mariotto ABC defeating Moose and Brian Myers. And on the main card, we had Leah Rush retaining over Kushida for the Impact X Division title. The MK Ultra defeating the Shantaraj by pinfall for the Impact Knockouts Women World Tag Team Championships. Crazy Steve defeating Black Taurus. Tommy Dreamer winning the Impact Digital Media Championship from Kenny King, and if Dreamer had lost, he would have to retire. Jordan Grace defeating Deonna Purrazzo. PCO defeating Bully Ray in an Anything Goes match. The Rascals defeating the Motor City Machine Guns for the Impact World Tag Team titles. They retained. Trinity defeating Alicia Edwards for the Impact Knockouts World title. And in the main event, two-time world champion Josh Alexander defeated one-time world champion Steve Macklin in a singles match. This match won 20 minutes and was by far the longest on the card. Again, I don't really know a lot about Impact. I can't really speak on it, but I would like to mention it for you. Now, the day afterward, Impact had their 1,000th episode of Impact. I know. Impact. They had their 1,000th episode of Impact. Now, this was pre-recorded, but all the recording occurred on the 9th, so I'm just going to put it there. The events aired on the 14th and the 21st, and featured 14 matches combined. I'm not going to go over all of these, however, I will mention the main events. Chris Sabin won the X Division title from Leah Rush, who I mentioned yesterday, in the one that was the day beforehand. And Tommy Dreamer and Rhino defeated the other people that we mentioned yesterday, Brian Myers and Moose, in a tag team match. Brian Myers and Moose, Tommy Dreamer and Rhino all had a really short match, only going about 6 minutes, which is kind of surprising for the bunch of them. But a few other matches on the card were going really long. So, for example, Knockouts tag team match went 15 minutes. A really big 20-man Feast or Fired match went 14 minutes. So I get the reasoning for having these matches be a little shorter. Now, again, I don't really know anything about Impact, but it was probably a good match because the workers involved are really good at their job. All right, that was all the Impact ones. On to the last AEW one. We had a Grand Slam, which was a 2-night affair. I'm going to be putting it on September 20th, because that is what it says on Wikipedia, which is obviously everything, and featured 12 matches, small for AEW, because it's AEW, and those are as follows. Eddie Kingston defeats Claudio Castagnoli to unify the Ring of Honor World Championship and Strong Openweight Championship. Chris Jericho defeated Sammy Guevara. Rey Fenix won the international title from Jon Moxley, as I mentioned. Saraya retained the world title over Tony Storm, and MJF technically submitted Samoa Joe. In Night 2, Sting and Darby Allin defeated Christian and Luchasaurus. Hook, Chris Statlander, and Orange Cassidy defeated Angelo Parker, Anna Jay, and Matt Menard by pinfall. The Righteous defeated the Best Friends, the Kingdom, and the Hardys in a 4-way tag team match for the Ring of Honor World Tag Team titles. A Ring of Honor World Tag Team Championship match at Wrestle Dream, which happened this month, so I will be covering that next month. Billy Gunn and the Acclaim retained over the Dark Order. Julia Hart defeated Sky Blue by submission. Mike Santana defeated Boulder by pinfall. And in the main event of Night 2, the Elite defeated Mogul Embassy by pinfall in a 6-man tag match for the Ring of Honor Trios titles. I also did not watch this one. However, I did hear that a lot of these matches were really good, especially MJF versus Samoa Joe. Obviously had a lot of build going in from All In. Rey Fenix winning the International Championship was, again, something big because he's the first Latin superstar to win a title in AEW, which is pretty cool. And that's about it for Grand Slam. And the last event that I'm going to be covering today is a video I did predictions for and nobody watched. NXT's No Mercy event. Now, this event had 7 matches, one on the pre-show. And if you haven't noticed, AEW and Impact like a lot of matches. Triple H and WWE do not like a lot of matches. So there are 6 matches on the main card here, all of them going 10-ish or more minutes. And they are as follows. Baron Corbin upset Braun Breaker in the first match of the night, going about 10 minutes. Trick Williams won the NXT North American Championship from Dominic Mysterio which he immediately lost back the next episode of NXT, which was a stupid decision. The Family, Tony D'Angelo and Channing Stacks, Lorenzo, defeated the Creeds, Los Lotharios, and OTM in a fatal four-way match for the tag team titles. Noam Dar retained the NXT Heritage Cup over Butch, with Tyler Bate. The British Strong Style has reunited. Ilya Dragunov became the new NXT champion. This is major because he's the first European to hold both the NXT UK and NXT championships. He is also an incredibly talented wrestler, doesn't really belong in NXT, and he should be on the main roster, and he should be winning titles on the main roster, but I'm not going to talk about that right now because that would take me way too long. That wasn't even the main event, as Becky Lynch retained over Tiffany Stratton in a 20-minute belter of an Extreme Rules match for the NXT Women's Championship. Now, this match had a couple of featured moments in it. Sorry for that. There was an interesting spot where Tiffany got put into a shopping cart and run into a set of stairs, which is certainly something. There were spots with tables. Becky got a really big laceration on her arm. Tiffany was bleeding from the head. There were a lot of big events. A table didn't break. A lot of stuff happened. And NXT No Mercy was a great way to close out the month of September. So, to recap our 6 things I'm talking about and their respective main events: Rollins defeating Shinsuke Nakamura at Payback. Moxley defeating Orange Cassidy for the international title at All Out. Josh Alexander defeating Steve Maclin at Impact Victory Road. Tommy Dreamer and Rhino defeating Brian Myers and Moose at Impact 1000. MJF defeating Samoa Joe at Grand Slam. And Becky Lynch defeating Tiffany Stratton at No Mercy. So, did you like the ones I chose? Do you think I should have added some Stardom, New Japan? Let me know, and I will try and add them next month if I can. Make sure to turn that little thumb blue and to make the red box gray. Have a good day, good evening, good night, good morning, good dawn, good dusk, or whatever else you can think of. Originally, I was trying to be original with these, and then I can't think of anything anymore. This will be the last video where I mention this. And goodbye.